We begin with breaking news on Interstate 64. A tanker truck overturned and spilled 1,000 gallons of hot mix asphalt across all 4 lanes of traffic.
Now keep in mind this happened at 1:30 in the afternoon, but those westbound lanes are still blocked. It's J. Clyde Morris, that's exit 258. The impact of that crash ruptured the tank of the semi, and now you're looking at a live picture from VDOT of the cleanup and backup. 10 on your side's Jason Marks is out there on the interstate.
Jason, VDOT was initially saying this could be cleaned up by 4:30. Now what are they saying?
Yeah, now we're hearing that it's going to be cleaned up by 6:30. So yeah, a couple hours after that. This was a very tedious cleanup process. Let me show you a different perspective. If you've been with us throughout the afternoon, we were on the other side, closer to the J. Clyde Morris on-ramp, getting on 64. But here's a different perspective, away from the on-ramp, and you can see that the Mack truck right there, that's the vehicle that flipped over just after 1:30 this afternoon. It was driven by Dennis Smith from Chesterfield, Virginia. He has been cited, charged with essentially reckless driving. Now let's tell you exactly where we stand here. Vehicle flipped over. It had 4,000 gallons of an asphalt sealer on it. That's a water-based, non-hazardous material. Now we're told about 1,000 gallons of that material came off through that barrel. Now here's what they had to do. They had to bring in a special company out of Chesapeake to soak up all of that material. What they did essentially is they made a barrier of sand around it, and then they took a vacuum cleaner of sorts, and they just vacuumed up all of the wet material. Then they went ahead and siphoned out what the 3,000 gallons that was left in that drum. Everything is out. If you look over here, Drew, if you could pan over to the left side, right to the truck, you can see that you have wrecker crews over there. They're about to right this vehicle back up. They're going to flip it back on its side. Now what they're doing after that is they're going to go ahead and cover the entire interstate here in this area with sand. They're hoping sand will soak up the water, any excess of that sealer, and then what they'll do is they'll clean it up. Then they're going to go ahead and sand it all down again. Once again, soak it up, soak whatever's on the interstate, and then they're going to clean it up, and hopefully by 6:30, everything is clear. Now, the biggest thing that state troopers wanted to pass along is that if you are coming this way, make sure you take an alternate route. And they're also concerned that once they clear it up, that this spot will still be slick, causing more accidents. So they don't want to prematurely open it up. They know it's rush hour. They want to get it open, but they also want to make sure everyone gets home safe. Now, as we mentioned, Dennis Smith from Chesterfield was the driver. I walked up to him a short time ago and actually talked with him and asked him if he was okay. He said he's fine. He said he had no comment, though, about the accident. As we mentioned, he has been charged essentially with reckless driving as the rain starts to come down again. But this cleanup will take a couple more hours. As you mentioned, 6:30, they're hoping to have this interstate opened up by. That's the latest here in Newport News. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.